Hey, gang. I haven't seen y'all in like 6 months, so bear with me. A few changes, not many. Yeah, we still have the same husband. And I added a few things to my leg, which everybody knows I broke in 3 places. And this is rather loud today. Um, and I'm everybody, guys. I wear a lot of hats. See if that's a little bit better. I'm trying to use two different Chromebooks at the same time. So forgive me. On some of you, I probably look pretty close to the microphone. I'm the lady hippie at the bar. It's the fucking bar, okay? Just no, it's not made for kids. No, no, we don't do kids anymore. My grandson is an army veteran like me, so they're good. I'm golden on the front, and I'm going to see how bad the side view is here because I just don't have a lot of room. It's a fucking bar. We are at home, and you have Lady Hippie at the bar. And I do mean at the bar because I need a drink. It took me like all day to get an area clean for the background. And none of my computers were hooked up, of course. It's the bar. So I'll catch up everybody. Broke my leg in 3 places on my staircase, which we're renovating, which now, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't have a second floor. Yeah, well, the husband goes up there. It's kind of cool. And so, well, it took a month to get the surgery. It had to have screws and a plate and all that. And it took a little time because I was due for surgery in 2 weeks. Got to wait for the spine to come down a little bit. And it's the VA. I'm served by the VA. And yes, I'm an Army veteran. And yeah, I did the nail thing. These were for snow day. And I couldn't remember where I put them. And so I wear it Christmas. Just, yeah, I'm not good at the model thing. You get it. A lot of Christmas going on here. And since I found them yesterday, I was determined to do this. Yeah, I don't get out much. It's hurricane hit 2 weeks into it and did not get surgery. We made it there. Robert went around. I don't know how many. I thought we were out of the state. You couldn't even get out of a suburb. It was, and I'm thinking, man, I'm not going to make this today, and this is a bad thing. My leg was broken in 3 places. My ankle was no longer directly really attached. If you look at, you can do it online. Everybody's going to phone. If you don't get it, I'll figure it out. I'll send it to you because I done did this, and it's on the X-ray. Oh my God, this is why they don't show you X-rays, but that's another story. There's only two bones in the leg, and that's the tibia and the fibula. So those were broken like this kind of thing. This is, instead of being like this, it's like, that's over here. And I didn't get a compound fracture, but those were terrific breaks. And there's the one bone that holds the ankle together to the leg. That's why the song says, ankle bone connected. There you go. And so I gotta quit saying, because you don't. Probably some of you are new. All of you guys are, oh, for God's sakes, hit the like. It's free. Subscribe. I go live chat. I'm sorry, I did not go live chat. Technically, I used to go live chat. So the hurricane knocked out the city for 2 weeks. Literally, I've never been in a city that was taken out quite so badly. We went one day to have it, and everybody's used to it, including us. Your groceries, this, that, the other. There's none of that. There's no grocery stores. There's nothing open. You have pets. You have injuries. You have medications and doctors you have to see. For 2 weeks, the city was just at a standstill. It was horrific, the damn it, and we're still seeing it. And so back home, back in the back, because I can't do anything. This leg is only being held together like with some elastic bands. I kid you not. The small cast that goes from the foot up the leg and the back, and then it's wrapped up in all this elastic bandages, and you're like, it's done. We didn't want to make you spend no time or money. It's not moving this much. Of course, so that the wound can expand and swell and all that. So I kid. So here it is. It's the VA. The VA is down for 2 weeks. And they had the ER open, I think, after a few days, because I went. But there's nothing they could do. One guy was like, don't worry about it. If it grows back together, then just break it again. I'm going to kill you. Run. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So it was a month, and the VA was in such terrible straits that they what they call outsourcing. They sent me to the University of Augusta, which is connected to them. There's a lot going on between them. So they sent me there for surgery, and I got an appointment 1 month after it had been broken to the day. It had been broken a month. So, again, doesn't hold the ankle on. All three of these bones are just jagged, not where they're supposed to be or nothing. So you're going, oh God, if I do something stupid, I'll have a compound fracture. Then I'll do something that compound means the skin. And we saw one guy while I was being healed. That happened to him. He had, two bones in the leg were broken. They were out of his leg. And it's a horrible, horrible thing. They don't treat pain. I love these guys. So a month after this, I see the doctor at the University of Augusta, and they were wonderful. The doctor and instantly said, "A month? Is it okay with you if I put you in tomorrow morning when start at 6?" I was like, "Oh yeah, good. I know that. We can go now." Little guy who's like 32, 33. And I'm thinking, God, my son is older than you. I'm afraid, oh well, I got to do this. So I didn't get the surgery till a month later, a little over a month later. Well, the next one, it may have me in like within 10 hours. So I shout out to the surgeons. Like I said, it was really cool. And they've taken care of me. I broke my leg 5 months ago. This is the 6th month that I'm running into. So they had to do the surgery, and I had to go back and forth every other, day. It seemed like, but it was. And my poor husband's waiting on me. I can't get up. I can't do anything. I can get to the ladies, and luckily we have a small home, so our own suite wasn't that far. I mean, you could get there. And I had crutches and a wheelchair. The wheelchair wouldn't fit through the bedrooms. It was just like, God, it really fit in the living room to roll around. And for the first, let's say 2 weeks after the surgery, I'm trying to mop the floors again. I've mopped them 3, 4 times from the wheelchair. And you see, I have hardwood floors. And so, yeah, and I was here in a wheelchair. So they're totally fun. I've had a few baths because I mentioned I was going to go back on the air at the beginning of January because I had been off since September due to the break, yada yada. And I got cut loose a few weeks ago from University of Augusta. My surgeons, and I had several. I was so surprised, but really from the injury, I'm really not surprised. I have a lot of hardware. It's like I'm now this $6.75 woman. I'm like, we can't do that many things. She go put her in there, left to go to Family Dollar. So I got all this hardware now. So I'm not happy with that. Of course, I'm not really happy with all the A's. You get up in the morning and go, what the hell happened here? Are those circles? I worked 2 jobs, was in the army. I never had circles. Couldn't sleep with the shit, never came. Apparently that catches up with you at my age. Yes, it is a state secret. Just move on. So, I got through all that. So, yeah, they cut me loose. That's what they actually said to me. They had me come in, and I'm looking at, it's supposed to be both my surgeon, and they sent me off to get an x-ray. And poor Robert's wheeling me around because they don't have chairs you can do it yourself, by the way. They just have a chair with wheels. And somebody has to literally put, there's no side rails, you can't push it yourself. It's the stupidest thing. But they can stack them. They're like that kind of chairs. So, say come some. So Robert's having to push me everywhere. And that's not a small thing at either VA or the university. And I have been put in what they call a camo boot for the last couple of months of recovering. And so I had to go to the VA to get that because that was $500, the boot. Yeah, some rubber, little Velcro. Yeah, the boot was $500. I mean, I'm calling the cops, man. That stuff, screw it. And my husband, he was just saying, well, can we, can you bill me here? What I got to do to pay that, so she can have it today, And I'm looking at it, I was like, you grew a third head or something. I'm like, no way, we're not paying that. I'm going to the VA. Fuck that. They can pick me. I have the VA insurance. I'm $500. You stupid. God. Oh, I was charged $3,500 for the ambulance. I'm not sure why. They carried me on a sheet because they couldn't figure out how to put me on the gurney without hurting me worse. It was that bad, folks. It was really that bad. They had done giving me fentanyl. It was that bad. They had to call another ambulance in who would do, IV, so yeah, he came to the IV and said, "Look, we're going to carry you out." I love that. He's going to bribe me. And we're going to carry you out in this sheet because I had fallen down the stairs, which is directly in the front of the front door. So I had moved my legs by picking up the nylons I had on and turning with my hand and screaming as I set my leg back down so that my feet weren't actually in the door anymore. Because there's only, like 2 feet, enough for the door to open. And everybody go, "Damn, that's your stairs." I'm there. He's called. I'm telling him I broke my leg. He's upstairs. I'm coming down to actually do this when I broke it. So it was fun. Give you the fentanyl now, and we're gonna kill you out. You can scream if you want. It's like, fuck you. I don't need permission. You stupid. And I waited like almost an hour, and I'm sitting there on my arms, because I can't reach anything. I'm gonna sit up and screaming. I was just screaming every once in a while, just screaming. If I twitched an eyelash, I was screaming. And they're there with me, and Robert's standing there, and the guy goes, "Get a pillow, get one of these cushions, get one of the cushions." And so Robert picked up one of our small gray cushions, and the guy said, "Oh, no. I wanted to have something behind her so she can rest on it. She's holding up her whole way." And we're like, "Oh, okay." And he gets the bigger one. I have to put two back there. So I had to wait that long. And then the guy, like I said, they got there. And I had to get the sheet under me too. That was fun. That was, it's like, I'm going to hold your leg. We're going to put the sheet under you. And we'll give you this rest of this fentanyl. I hear it in the news. I don't fucking care. But after we, carry you in, I'm screaming. Screaming. Um, And I don't care how tough you are. You have one of those, and they're jacking your ass around the house. You're not pleasant, really. It's not. So yeah. He gave me the second. Uh, they had the IV on it. He gave me another shot in the ambulance. I really like this dude. No, I still felt it. I was still screaming. I don't know if you don't live in Augusta, but we're 2 miles from there. They hit every rut and pothole they could find. It's not nice, even once they set you down in a gurney. It's like being in an airplane in turbulence. Yeah. So, and you don't notice that in your car, you're a passenger, whatever. You don't notice that shit. Break 3 bumps, and you're like, you will fracking notice. Yeah. So the ambulance company charged me $38.50, I think it was. Well, my insurance and everything paid. I think it was 3,200. And they're still wanting me to pay the other whatever the balance is. I'm like, I'll see you in court. You went 2 miles. 2 miles. You're not happy with $360? Well, I'll see you in court for the other nickel and dime. I get tired of insurance just slamming the shit out of us. I like it. I can't discuss California at the moment. Yeah, I've got music on behind me, which helps. I'm probably not going to broadcast this long today. I'm hoping everything's right because, like I said, we had to hook everything back up. It's a bar. So I've been down this week 6 months. This is the first time I've been able to get back up. So to speak. Trying to hop along. The ankle and leg and foot would just go, from the normal size overnight. And I usually put ice on halfway through the night. So I'm like, how in the hell could it keep swelling like that? But when they cut me loose a few weeks ago, I looked at the X-ray and said, "We got great news. You're doing great. We're cutting you loose, and you can wear shoes now." Shoes? Okay. And my husband thought when we got back, he thought the doctor had said, "Go ahead and cook lunch." You're like, what the heck is wrong with you? And I'm like, "No, I won't be cooking lunch." They said I could wear a shoe. And if I could say how easily I could wear it, they do not treat me for pain. And here we are entering 6 months. And then, take Tylenol. I hope to God they hurt for at least a year from that diagnosis. Except I actually liked it. I took brownies and stuff, and I knew I wasn't coming back. And so it was a lot of fun. And I've told everybody that I know. Again, like, subscribe if you haven't seen me. I'm sorry, I get warm up here. Yeah, let's not go there either. So I'm literally on two computers, and I'm trying to do the best thing I can to stay in frame and go, okay, that's way up her head there. The view is actually quite different on both angles. It's kind of cool. But then I've had a bit of a nip here. Yeah, don't ask. It's usually in the first 6 months that I was broadcasting, when I got up and I got on the air, and usually I had the smaller one. It's just framed easier. I don't know why. Yeah, I just turn them on, guys. I don't make them. So it's kind of weird, but when I would always do what my parents said, which was get for the females. You know, they fainted a lot in my childhood. I do not understand that. I have never been able to faint. Like when I broke the leg and all that, right? You know, they had to get the sheet under and carry the sheet out. Thank God it was so close. And again, 2 miles for $350. But I know for a fact the dudes that drove here did not make any of that money. So screw you. Come on, I'm bored. I'm ready to go to court. This is what they call. I rattle on. Sorry, you have to bear with me. We call these stiffeners. That's what my parents called them. I'm trying to probably right in the camera here. They called them stiffeners. And so I explained why I would love to faint because as I was growing up, the women got these. I think they did that on purpose. And so my husband, he knows I like these whiskey fireballs. And I'm a big fan of these small bottles. I think it's because I won't be able to drink as much. Well, things, I don't know. But he gets me like a couple of dozen of these. They come in a pack, like a soda. And so he gets me these large packs. And I had gotten into the habit of taking my little stiffener while talking to everybody. Because I'm kind of like Bill Maher and all those. I'm not so much Joe Rogan type, Rogan. Sorry, Joe. It's been a while. But yeah, I get up here and I opine. I sit here and talk to y'all. I ask you if there's anything you want to talk about today. I've talked only about me, but actually it's a good subject. So all of you want questions, pop in. The music is on in the background, which I can hear through these lovely headphones. I can actually hear if my cat moves, or one of them. So yeah, I've had one hell of a past year, and actually a good year so far. I mean, I give them credit, even though I can't walk very far, and when I do, it's enormous pain. And I have this machine that they have rented to me for a couple of months now, and it's got Velcro, and you slap it around your leg, and one of them looks kind of like a hot water bottle. And the other one is an air. It's like air. So you put them on back behind your knees and Velcro them over, and then, the machine comes on. It gives a 26-degree cold on the right leg, or vice versa, whatever leg you've heard, if you haven't heard of it. But mine was the right leg. And the other one would blow up with air. And so would the other one, but it was cold, way cold. And it was all connected and stuff and everything. And so I run in there after I ran to the store yesterday. I ran to the store. When they said you can wear shoes, I thought that meant go shopping. Robert thought I was going to cook breakfast. Yeah, a little different. I swear, my hand to God. That's what the man said. I get it. I'm still in this fucking boot and shit. So when you cook for breakfast, divorce agreement. Fucker. No, you did not. Yes, you did. Of course, I didn't go that day. I think it was about 2 weeks later because I still couldn't get around without two crutches. And finally, I had Robert and I. But Robert had like a cane, so we kind of practicing that way. But again, the ankles were sort of purple at first. And the entire foot, the ankle, even the leg swells up. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going back over it because you got to wait 12 hours if you go to the ER. You can't get an appointment for 3, 4 months if you're doing it that way. So how is that going to help anybody? So yeah, it's been it's been 6 weeks. Just again, why it's taken so long. That first month, nothing happened. It was just labor and god awful pain. I cannot express to you how badly I was treated as far as that goes. I don't understand that. I don't understand the same thing to my son. He only had a fracture, but so broke. Um, they did finally get it. I mean, finally, this wasn't out the door. You got pain medication. No. I mean, I think it had been up until the surgery. Just before, because I had a fit. I know I'm about to blow my brains out from the pain here. You guys have to frickin' do something to fix my headache, even. And I had to go to the ER and do all that. And finally, I got pain medication and a fair amount. I mean, I give credit. They had only, from the beginning, I had gotten some that you took one each 12 hours. And you think, oh, that's very, it's just that strong. No, it's not. It's because the doctors are still too scared to ask to give you any medication for any reason if it has to do with pain. I was shocked that they had given me fentanyl uh, during the injury. Well, I give them credit. They didn't try to move me. They didn't try one time to move me until the guy got there to make sure that even though I was going to scream, they had administered what I think is one of the highest pain relief. I'm not sure. It used to be morphine was. So me, I don't know. I'd never had this before, and it worked well. When I had the surgery, they took my one leg. My right leg was going to be operated on. They took the right leg and moved it, curtained it, and I couldn't see what was going on. And they must have hit me. I knew they were going to deaden the nerve. They explained all that to me, but I couldn't feel on my leg as soon as those curtains closed. So they must have just sealed that, sensory position off, which is very strange when you're wide awake and you're like, I didn't feel that. So you can't see through the curtains. So you're like, okay, I don't want to feel this, so I'm good because, like I said, it had been a month. But these guys had a whole team working on me, so I knew instantly this isn't any small thing. I've had surgery before. You don't have 15 people doing things, and you have a team that comes in before you even get the surgery. And I got there at 5:30 in the morning, and so all that was done. And then prepped for surgery before this, and then they did the dead in the leg, and they said it would be at least 24 to 48 hours that it would be no sensations. So be real careful. Okay. Um, they did give me something for the pain. That was again once every 12 hours. It was a Tylenol, just a different fucking name. What is wrong with you? They're that scared. They don't treat pain. 5 months I've been in this, and again, after the surgery, I got stuff for every 12 hours. Now, luckily, I can't say luckily, but I have seizures. My back is bad. And I take gabapentin, and that has helped me get through this and keep my sanity. It's been an incredibly hard road, and I feel for anyone, even if they have a tenth of that pain. I pray that never happens to anyone ever. It's horrific. And when you find, even like I said, when they cut you loose and all that, the husband thinks you're good to go. And still, I'm having trouble. This is why I didn't start at the beginning of January. So I think that's what I started the show with. So I think I also got split off and telling my stiffener because I don't want to pass out. Or actually, I passed out and I'm getting this. I had it backwards. Yes, I'm confusing, aren't I, fellas? If I've lost you in the trail of this insanity and you have stuck around this long, come to my house. I will cook you dinner. God bless you. I like doing this because, well, I'm hippie for one. I had some people that were afraid to even come up and talk with me because it says Lady Hippie at the bar. So hippie, they said, it's like, drugs. And I'm like, I couldn't even get anything but an aspirin. I got 3 broken bones for fracking 6 months. You're having aspirin. They know you can't do anything. So I'm stuck in one room, with the ensuite. I watch British a lot, the bathroom facilities, whatever. So luckily, again, it's a small house, and we have a lot of big furniture. We did downsize. I think you can see some of it, and we've been trying to get that together, and also to get the house finished, refurbishing, painting, sanding, and all this. And I planned at the beginning, so there's a lot that has not been done. Unfortunately, my husband had to turn into like a waiter, a nice guy, but yeah, kind of like the medical guy, keep up with stuff. And I thought the best thing I gotta say, and one of the pluses for the grocery stores is I had in September, but just, I mean, well, end of August, I think it was 29th of August. And so when I got home, I could order groceries and things online. And it was a really nice thing. It really was. He was not feeling so good. He's almost 70. He will be this year. And so, I'm ordering. So if we were going to Walmart like every 2 days, so it's also easy to overdo. But it was like that, especially the first few months, and especially when I had had no treatment. There I'm just laying there, bandaged. You just call it bandaging. Really, I couldn't have done that. It was field dressings, if you ask me. So, and you can't put any weight on it for like the 6 months, so you're really kind of stuck. The wheelchair doesn't run around too well. It's okay to take it out and all that. I have also found that a lot of locations do not cater or not even worry about the people who are handicapped, or I'm not sure what the term is today, can't freaking get in there without a wheelchair. How about that? I mean, all this woke shit. Yeah, I'm not one of those. I hope I don't offend anybody. And if I do, see you later. Just chill a little while. Everybody offends me. It's America. If you see Facebook, Twitter, X, I do like Elon Musk. And Donnie, old Trumper, he's doing good. I don't care what anybody says. I wouldn't vote for nobody. Well, for one, it's not. They say, "Oh, and I won the popular vote." Nobody asks what the "and" is. If you won the vote, you wouldn't go, "And I won the popular vote." Hmm. Well, aren't they one the same? Hell no. What do you mean? What do you mean? It's not the same. No. Look it up. Y'all got phones. No, it's not. Look up Electoral College. That's who votes in the president. The vice president's just on a wing and a pair with the guy that's running for president. If he gets it, he's the vice president. Or she. I thought it was far out funny when old Hillary didn't get the presidency because Trump took it. Trump was an idiot at the end of that mess. It's so Trump. I like his son, Baroness. It's a good kid, man. That's a good kid. Just bought his first house, 50 million. Yeah, I have a daughter. I mean, she's not that young. He's 50 million for his first house, not too far. What I understand from my dad there in Miami. Uh, I think what they did to Trump was way wrong. The first 4 years, I couldn't figure out why they were taking it. So disrespectful at the press corps. I was like, my God, what did they just say to the president? I mean, just nattering at him and stuff that they knew was false. Stuff that they knew was stupid, insulting about him completely. How you might be stupid if you don't do this or that. I had a bit slapped up. I mean, I worked up there. And you can't do that. And yet Trump let them do it. Now, Biden didn't have one, well, I think he might have one press conference here and there. He didn't have the press corps though. He had that little girl, that young black girl, with the big binder, that big ass binder. She couldn't answer anything with it. Just but she tried hard. She really did. She was a good girl. I'm sure she's got to be relieved. When you get this position like that, you're not going to walk away from that kind of money. I don't blame her a bit. She did the best she could. She wasn't. She had no experience with something like that. You got to, yeah, think on your feet. You got to know the facts. You got to know them now, and that means you're going to be fairly close to the president. You got to be listening to what he's doing, who he's talking to, all that shit. She's just, she's perfect. This new girl, Caroline, I like her. Just like I've been laughing for what 8 years since Hillary lost to Trump, and then they get this young another girl, make her the vice president. I think she's gonna have a stroke now. She's gonna have a stroke. She still showed up at the funeral, grim as ever. Bill's sitting there. He still don't have a clue, but he's there. Oh, Billy's nice. Oh God. I'm just grateful that I'm not overseas and having to pretend that I love my country and I'm not embarrassed by it. Because truthfully, I've been embarrassed about my country for like 20, 30 years. Like, what is going on with you people? If you're not good at it, somebody else will take it. Let them run. But they all seem to want to be there and they want to stay. And that's why they designed it. Washington was right. I wonder if they moved his statues too. Slave owner, just saying. Been to Mount Vernon. Yeah, it was up there. So this time I see a difference. One did it on the very first day because the helicopter, no, it was before the helicopter and the jet crash, and before the other medical jet crash yesterday. And why are planes falling out of the sky? I saw the footage of the medical flight. They had just left the airport. They weren't. They wanted them to be, I think, 1,600 feet. If you want, I follow the videos. I really don't do that very often. I just get up and gab. And so, but I saw the footage from several angles, and you see the plane. Trying to say it's glimmering, shining. They don't do that. You can see lights. We saw a freaking plane as if it was glowing. Wings, everything you could denote in this. It was like white hot. And then it just went, it's like this maybe. And suddenly it didn't, it just straight down. Just as if whoever was behind the yoke had pointed. It's not easy to go straight down. It's not. You've got to really push your plane. And of course, the tragic explosion. The horrible thing. And I don't understand. I've been to D.C. I worked in D.C., lived in Maryland, all these places. I understand. I know I haven't been there a little while, but still things just don't change that often. I'm telling you. I couldn't figure out what the plane, because the plane's on approach to land. And these poor kids and their families, some of the families with mothers, fathers, were with the children. So that was the other part of the makeup of those traveling on the airline. And as soon as I saw the footage, I knew there wasn't any survivors. They also, I mean, it landed in the Potomac. The remains did. But this thing looked like it to me. It looked like it was phosphorescent. I don't know another term to put with that. Didn't see the helicopter at all. No light, no nothing, just gloom. Even though it had exploded, I could not. I didn't see any footage where I saw a helicopter. Did not. I have to get some time and go looking through the footage again. I'm sure it's there, but I could. I agree with the president. A helicopter can stop. It can stay there. It can stay there. It can go up. It can go down. It could fucking go sideways. And I thought, well, was it there? And then I heard the controller say, "Follow in that heavy." And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking for the helicopter because I'm watching them come into Dallas or Reagan, you call it now. And I'm thinking, what's wrong here? And they still couldn't find the helicopter. And I knew it'd be a Black Hawk, but I mean, it's an area, but I couldn't see it. And then suddenly there was the explosion. Now, it seemed like just as they exploded, you could see something come through. But it was so dark, and it was a Black Hawk. And I couldn't figure that out because it was way too high. It's in a bubble mainly. Everyone knows what a Black Hawk looks like. You've got a pretty good view. You've got radar, surely. You've got something, some instruments. But yeah, I don't know. I did hear Control also say, we need you to sit down. Can you make it? Can you land in Baltimore? And they had already exploded when the control tower was asking that. I think it could be a different timing on that, but so yeah, I don't want to leave them out of this morning's conversation. Well, this afternoon's conversation. Um, it's so sad. It's beyond sad. Um, so yeah, I'm back after all that stuff. Mm. I will probably post this to Facebook so my friends can find it. A lot of my friends are kind of like me. I have a lovely phone. I got a new one for Christmas. My husband got me a new one for Christmas, and it's great. It's I have no idea what it does. I haven't even assigned a ring to it. It just rings and says hello, Moto. And I'm not sure what that is about either. It just came like that, so it's very polite. you know, hello. Mine. He also bought me a cover. I've been wanting one forever. I've always had a case, but I have a hip case. I'm getting old, and a lot of the times I'm in a gown of some type. I like the nice new gowns that are floor length now that I'm older. Um, and I like the way they made them for us older folks. They pull that side in a little bit. And like my mother, I'm looking for a girdle, but I'm good. I've been saying, I make that shit look good. I like the rug, so just get over it. I'm enjoying it. I truly am. And of course, yes, the camera is supposed to add 10 pounds, ladies, as you can see. It's 40. So it's bad. Where are you going to sit? I mean, your leg is like this. You're not comfortable at all anywhere sitting on anything. You are uncomfortable and you're in some freaking pain. So you don't want nobody to touch you. You do not want to blink. You blinked. Oh, damn. My husband's running back and forth with the food and the drinks. And, yeah. So he had been sleeping upstairs, kind of turning the upstairs into kind of like two apartments during the pandemic. So the refrigerator and all that stuff is up there. So my grandson had just gotten out of the army, came back from Korea, and he was staying with us when the epidemic or pandemic started. Just things were bothering me. So yeah, that was fun. We had him a while. He's 20, 25, going to 26 in March. Wow. It's hard to say that my grandson's going to be 26. I'm just glad he broke the curse. I had a child when I was 20, and my only child, my son, had a child when he was exactly 20. So everybody's 20 years apart, which really helps me. If I can't think of how old he is, I go, how old am I? Or how old would I be? Because he turns his just ahead of me. I'm in August and he's in April. No, March. He's in March. So yeah, he's in March. So I'm old. So forgive me. These things that what I like about these, I call them my cigarillos. And when I was in Europe, I smoked this kind, and I had not done that here. And I used to be a smoker, a bad smoker, and not doing myself any favors now, probably. But I mean, a carton a week kind of smoker. Went to even make my own cigarettes, buying the stuff in a machine and you could load the tobacco and it filtered and everything. It looked just like a cigarette. I wish it was. And it was like one third how much a carton of cigarettes were. I caught like 4 or 5 years ago, and I've always used a vapor. And a friend of ours came over here to the bar, and he had one, and he was kind enough to give me one because I was like, "Oh, I used to love those." And we were all drinking. It's really you when you used to smoking, even those years, that shit don't go away. You still want that damn cigarette 15 years later. So you have to pardon me because again, I'm going through again two angles. This was why I didn't do this at first. It's like let's dance kind of thing. So yeah, he was turned into a waiter and a grouch, and I got larger. So cheers, everybody. I didn't make it January 1st, but I have made it February 1st. So the second time I said I'd be back was right. I wear all the hats. I'm the producer, I'm the sound mixer, I'm that dumbass that's on the air. keep the machines up, figure out which ones you're using. Like today, I'm using two. I'm trying to get used to doing the control on the second one while doing one of them predominantly. Unfortunately, I did use this one predominantly. It seems I'm kind of closer, so throw it in the comments. Just do it. I'll be all right. Time. Yeah, mind you, the apartment, like I said, we've already done. You've all heard this probably before if you are here. I wouldn't mind being recommended to other people. So there's this damn ass old lady over here. Okay, she's lit. Let's see what the hell she's up to. Totally different angles, guy. Yeah, I figured this one dude watching, right? Yeah, might be. It's still nice to be back. A lot of people have said, "How do you get used to just being up there?" And because it's anything and everything. You can talk to me about anything and everything, but within reason, of course. It's not get stupid. Been there. It's a far drive back, I'll tell you. Get bored on the way. But yeah, so I'm back. If you guys see me, if you like me, you didn't like me, throw it in the comments, whatever you want to do. And I'm glad to be back. It's like I said, I've told others, um, it's a great thing. This media is, you guys. It's a good thing. We can all sit up here and opine all day. It's a free country. As far as that goes, technically, this is possible, I'm sure, in most places, but a lot of people are using the media. I call it the free media. You can call it Facebook, X, Twitter. I don't know. I just think it's really cool for my generation. They call us baby boomers. I slap them and tell them I'm a hippie. It's just, it's a small point, but it's a point I like to make. So, yeah. Um, I don't usually drop any videos or anything. I'm more like some of the others that just talk to you. If you want to see something, we'd be happy to throw it up there. Put that picture in a picture up. Meaning you didn't really want to see me today. If you know what it is you want to pull up, and we don't usually pull them up. Again, I see no point to that. You've already seen it. And it seems like I'm pulling somebody else's stuff that isn't mine to use without even a by your leave, a thank you. And I'm like, I mean, I give it that. We hippies don't like to bother folk. We certainly don't want to take things from other people. So we're just a little bit going, yeah. So we suffer a lot over here. We've been through the pandemic. We've been through whatever Biden was doing besides wrecking the country. And if you don't think he wrecked the country, talk to the father whose daughter was shot in front of him by a Mexican illegal immigrant who was a murderer on the Mexican side. And that you can read it in the brief. Get up here and tell me. I will pull it for you. This is what they said. Even the puppet shows, the political shows, AMC, CC. What is it? I watch them like CNN, ABC, NBC, MSNBC. Yeah. And well, I got to put Fox in there. They're on the other side from all the others that are over here. I have no idea what this left, right, red, blue shit is. There are Americans over here who are pissed, and there are Americans over here who did the shit that the other ones were pissed about. Yeah, it's not rocket science, man. I like Elon Musk. I saw old Donnie. Oh, get over it. Yeah, he's president. I like the guy. I didn't when he was just a businessman. I don't think I understood because I thought, actually, because he ran against Hillary, I was like, if voting would count, I would have voted for him. And at that time, I actually didn't think he would win the vote. I was pretty sure that Hillary would win it, and I would have been like one of these other blatant liberals up here screaming and waiting to throw myself in a fireplace. Luckily, that didn't happen. Now you can see why I have a stiffener. And this is also probably why we quit smoking. Yes, I usually have a headband on. I usually wear my signature black as my color. And this one I keep fiddling. My wires are messing with me. Robert had to set me back up, like I said. It's like almost 6 months now. And everything came off the bar. I didn't need to be up there. And when I do broadcast, I broadcast from the bar. And I try to, well, catch everything that might be in anybody's interest. And so please, let me know if that's the case. I think I've probably opined enough on here. I confused everybody. It's the stiffener once again. No, I don't drink. It's been almost 6 months, like I said, and I haven't had any drinks. And it wasn't until in January that I decided, well, they didn't see me till the 15th of January and cut me loose. So it's been a couple of weeks, like I said. The husband's still waiting on me to cook. He might wait forever. I think I'm still highly pissed off about that shit. When you cooking. I was, yeah, you just, and you're stuck. You're just stuck. You can't do anything. You can't take care of anything. We have I need to go and open a business site for it. We have a cat sanctuary here. People just drop their animals off in our cul-de-sac. We had literal forest on two sides of us, and I loved it. And the other guy next to us had that big 8-foot fence. The type boards, not the chain link. We had the chain link, and we had two dogs when we moved here, and they were waiting for me on the other side. I can't describe that. And I've lost 4 cats. And I've lived here in Augusta longer than I have lived anywhere. And yes, I'm 35. If you voted and it wasn't Trump, that was for you. You believe anything. I'm sorry. I had to. I just kept hearing the stupidest shit. And then, of course, I hear, poor Trump, it's like, let it go. The giggle girl, the VP, the girl, yeah, she was the giggle girl. This was I loved it. This was the border star. I don't know why they're putting Russian titles up there, but they did. And I loved one of the interviews, one of the first things that I ever saw her on anything. And they're asking her, I see my TV's asking me, am I still watching? They know exactly what I'm doing. The shithead. Send a helicopter. I'm bored. Fuck it. I lost my train of thought. Dang it. I can't even remember what I was trying to tell you. But yeah, it's been one hell of a ride. I was talking about the giggle girl with getting that one interview. And I don't remember where it was. They asked the girl, aren't you the borders are? You haven't been to the border, have you? I love that. I had nothing to do with really read comic books, whatever, and TV. So just bear with me. That's all I had. I'm looking at this going, what's she going to say? Yeah. She's already giggling, so you know already she's about to lie. I had fun with that shit. I could have wrote a screenplay. You knew exactly what was going to happen before they did it. You were already laughing. So she gets up there, she's doing her giggle. And she said, they said, you haven't been to the border, have you? No, I haven't been. But I haven't been to Europe either. I nearly fell out of the bed. I was laughing so freaking hard. Really? Ain't no war in Europe that I know of. So, knowing NATO, they probably tried to stir one up with the Ukraine and Russia going on. So technically, this Europe. It's cute how I hear them saying, well, we got an ocean between us. Like there's no boats, fucking planes, or freaking missiles. We're good. We have an ocean. No, that was 1853. Okay. You're headed toward 2025. Oh, you're right. We landed in 2025. This is good stuff. You stay at home for 6 months. I have driven 3 times, though, in the last 2 weeks. And doing anything makes my whole leg and everything just, I have to get in bed on the machine that I was telling you about, and ice packs. And yeah, it's a bitch. It's just a bitch. I hope that doesn't offend anyone. I love it. The View could use a few of those. And some truth somewhere. Where do they get that shit? I've been clicking it. I like to broadcast on YouTube. Again, this is a great media, and it should be utilized by all of us. It's free. It's a great way to stay in touch with everything and everybody. I started out on a manual typewriter. I don't know if you've ever seen one, but you have to turn your fingers into these little hammers to use them. And in order to graduate from that class, which was in my 6th grade, you had to type 60 words a minute with no errors. That was, well, of course, way before correctable typewriters. So, of course, like I said, you can't graduate without that. Excuse me. And I also did shorthand, you know, ROTC, junior college, off to the Army before I was 18. I was a go-getter. I didn't have a lot of friends. I don't. My grandson says, "Grandma, you don't like people." I'm like, generally, no. Not really. Most people I've run across, and into, and married into, and adopted into. I guess I'm just one of those pragmatic people. I don't know. I try not to let them mess my world up, and they, believe me, occasionally they are going to break through the ice and screw your world up. I'm not saying how old I am, but I'm not a young chicken. Don't get over it. Okay? Yeah, ladies, don't keep running for these things that make your chin look smaller. You're going to get through this wrinkle, and this makeup works better. Well, the makeup might work better, but own it. I'm old as dirt, and I have no problem with that. Like I said, starting with a manual typewriter, all of the stuff that we use today, except I'll give you the Chromebook. That's a new one on me, and I still know it. I got a couple of them. But we were the baby boomers, as they call us. We hippies were there. We were there as each little step was taken to get us where we are today, and it's fascinating. I joined the Army through ROTC, did all the things you have to do to qualify to even go and see someone to get into the, as I thought, WAC Corps. That's actually what I listed for, was the WAC Corps. The 70s. The 70s. Yes, I'm not that young chicken. I'm sorry. I look that good, don't I? Yeah, I'm really rocking this. Y'all are cool. So, off I go. And you have to go to this big station, and a lot of people are being processed. Yes, you see doctors. Yes, they give you uniforms, all of this stuff. After the first processing, so you have 1 and 2. And after I get through, I'm at a hotel. I'm like, they call your name and they say, go this bus and go follow this and do this and this. Here's your vouchers, da da da. And meanwhile, you're going, huh? What? Even though you just knew not to ask questions, would have done you no good, because these guys didn't know. This is their section and this is what they did. So you're off to the hotel. There's a bus. And I remember being so terribly upset when I left to my last day at home. It was at 4:00 in the morning, and I was waiting for the drill sergeant to come and get me, because Father just wouldn't drive me. So my drill sergeant offered to do so. I lived in Illinois, in Christopher, Illinois, and I had to be taken to St. Louis. And yes, St. Louis, Missouri, St. Louis, Illinois. So it was a 4-hour drive for us. And so I was actually up at like 2, because my drill sergeant, my sergeant came there at 4, because we had to be there between 8 and 9, basically. And yes, you had all this other stuff you had to do there. So off to the hotel. So you're kind of glad with that at first. You're like, cool. Me, I was like 17, very shy, and kind of a stayed to myself. My grandson kind of pegged that. You have a book. One of the first things I learned while I was at the hotel was where the secondhand bookshop was. And so I'm in St. Louis now, and I've called home, and I'm right scared because here I'm not quite 18 yet. And I had my parents. Well, my dad wouldn't do it, and he's a World War II vet. He wouldn't do it. He named me vet. He wouldn't sign it. And I had listened in the White Court a year before. So yeah, there was no getting out of that. I had already signed in when I was a junior in high school. Well, I was actually a senior in high school, but it was junior year for most of us. So I graduated then, and I graduated where my parents retired to, which is another place. Believe it or not, I used to shop in Dalton. I used to walk to Dalton as a kid, Thornton Township High School. Shout out, guys. For real, yes, you can see my age. I don't do all this other stuff. Just piece it out, man. Yeah, it's all over the news with that mayor. Isn't she funny? Funny, you should have seen about. I mean, I grew up there, and I was shocked to see it on the news. I was like, hey. My husband, I took him there. Only the one time it was a mess. We drove my new car. He had bought me a new car. He always gives me my car with a pink slip. There's no payments. My husband just gives me a car. And so, yeah, he's pretty cool. Right? And when a bill skinny, he hands me a car. And I don't deal with the insurance because I want to like shoot them. So yeah, you can see why people go postal. So he takes care of all that stuff. And at the rate that I'm going and the age that I am, I thought I would hang up my keys next year, maybe not even this year. I don't drive at night as it is. And I thought, well, I might be hanging up my keys. But after I've been an invalid for nigh on 6 months, I was like, oh, screw that. Give me my keys. I've been out 3 times by myself. I drove and walked. But like I said, the problem was when I got home, I was out of it. I was in so much pain. And I'm so grateful that God made sure I had my gabapentin. In December, my pain medication did not arrive. And the VA really stepped up to that. They really did. I was so grateful. I waited. It was due on the 8th of December. The 18th of December, I called them. I said, what do I do here? It's saying it's last track to, I think it was Tennessee. And usually it's South Carolina. So I didn't understand that either. And it hadn't moved in 2 weeks since the 8th. And in other words, the whole 2 weeks I've been waiting from the 8th to the 18th. It had not moved from whatever place that it comes through and didn't get separated to different cities. And of course, they can look it up. And they tried everything. It was like, and so I waited another day. But between, recovering at that point, still recovering for surgery. And I was just so awfully miserable. And a friend of ours also took these. He also is seen at the VA. And I'm talking about a medication that is not a narcotic. It's not. Thank you, Lord. You can do anything you want in your whole day. It's just as if you're taking anything because it doesn't affect anything on you but the pain. It blocks the pain and like there's a technical term I can't think of them, but it blocks those routes and it works so well. And I didn't have anything other than thank God the machine had been brought to me by them. And I was so bad. I had a best friend of mine had come from down below Macon, one where I was area, to stay with me through Christmas, and I had missed her so much. She's my second grandchild is a little girl named Zoe. She's 12, and she's one of those brick shields. She's taller than Grandma already. Doesn't need a lick of makeup. You almost hate the kid. She's no my princess. She is smart as a I mean, this kid is going places. Nothing can hold this baby girl back. She is so smart. Great personality. Loves everybody. She's a great kid. I mean, I would have given anything if she had been my kid. My son is the perfect kid. He was such an ass. So I love that. But she's so young still. And she could run circles around me already. I can't tell you how much I love these kids. And like I said, my grandson's already a vet like me. And I pushed him to Rotsy and all that stuff like I did. So I was explaining to you that I was in as a whack. I'm supposed to go to Fort McClellan, which is in Alabama, which is whack training. There's only, I think at that point they had closed the other zone. So Fort McClellan was the only place you could train for your basic training, those 6 weeks, 8 weeks. was at Fort McClellan. And we'd been at this hotel for 6 weeks, and I'm running out of money. Even though the vouchers and stuff, you still have other things you have to do. No, I did not smoke at the time. So, I mean, you got vouchers to eat. There was 2 meals a day, and you were starving in between, so you usually got a burger or something with everybody. We all kind of, kind of hung together. And we finally, after 6 weeks, get the note to just, fall in, get on the bus and go back. And they tell you finally, here's your airplane tickets. You're fine, of course. You already know you're in the Army. You're still scared shitless. Because, like I said, I called my family to let them know I'm in a hotel room. Fucking what's going on? Scared stupid. Mother had kind of passed me quietly. I think it was $160 that she had saved up. My mother was just an angel. The dad was there, adopted dad. Everett was there. He was in his bedroom. My real sister, blood sister, was in the bedroom. And I got up at like 2. And just before 4, Mom and I were drinking coffee, and she's giving me the money, going, don't say anything. And I'm like, why, Mama? Why won't they at least say bye? They hadn't said anything until that morning, and obviously they're not coming out even to say goodbye. Spoke volumes, and I was so upset about that. And Mama just kept saying, "You just fly. You get to fly. Go fly. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks about it. You're free." She knew me well. I was reading college level at the age of 8 or 9. It's in the People magazine. We're on the front cover. Me and my sister would look completely different. It was not the same father there. I'm red hair, green eyes, definitely Caucasian. Turns out background did the DNA thingy. Yeah, I'm British, Irish, Scottish, red hair. It was a giveaway. Um, the sister would have been from more of a Germanic area. So it's brunette, brown eyes. And she was married for that before, and I never realized. I mean, I knew that day, but I didn't think they would say that way. And I was proud of what I was trying to do. And it turned out we didn't have the wet core had been disbanded during that time of the hotel, which is why they didn't give us orders because they didn't know where to send us. And we went to regular army. There was no more wax and the waves and all that. It was just one army, one Air Force, and so forth. So you trained with the men. That was fun. Look up Private Benjamin. I like her. She's great. So, and she was playing me, but it's a good adaptation of what was going on because they certainly were. We had Vietnam Airborne Rangers for drill sergeants, so that should give you a fracking clue right there. They were not happy. And now I've seen that there's the first woman, Blue Angel, and I saw her come up, be saluted, get in her plane. I have never been prouder. I really haven't. We have come a long way since my day. Those manual typewriters and waiting to see where you were assigned, where were you going to be stationed at. And all of this was brand new. This was the 70s. And now, like I said, I have seen the first woman, Blue Angel. That's just awesome. In my own lifetime, there's been that much change. And to me, it's fascinating. This medium, it's wonderful. I hope that YouTube, I know they have a second channel. I have to pray beyond that. So I'm hoping they don't do that here. It's such a wonderful media to reach out and talk to each other. The election was strange for me because I don't vote, and so I loved it when he said he won, and he won. I loved the and he won the popular, and he won the popular vote, and he's doing good things. And my husband and I were retired on Social Security, so whenever he wants to do that to bring that up, we're kosher with that. We're going. A bunch of you will be. I'm freaked out because the last, I say, month, and again, I've gone out 3 times already and just run fly with the wind of your hair, turn radio up, sing like you know how. You don't. What the? See, all this new stuff. New president, new year. And I hope, and I've seen, that there's going to be a lot of new things. I don't think anybody should get a job except I'm married. And let's come back. Uh, it shouldn't have been legal at any point, at any time, for any three-digit agency that you want to talk about to go, we're going to hire these weirdos with the beard, long hair, makeup on, say they're a girl, but they got a tiny hoo-ha. So I'm sorry they were disappointed. I mean, you can put lipstick on a pig. That bitch is still a fracking pig. So why would they take these jobs for these people with no experience? Because, oh, they might be a lesbian, they might be gay, they might be transgender, whatever the hell is going on. And don't tell me I got to know how to address these people. No, I don't. What, free speech works for them, Abby? Yes, but it don't work for mine. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, it does. We're the ones who wrote it. Get out. And I love that. 15 million. They say 4 million. Yeah. Have been brought to our shores. And they weren't brought. They walked here on two legs carrying a fucking tent. You put them up in a hotel for the last 3 years. You gotta love the president. Because I sure as hell don't. I mean, yeah, but that's not racist. Bring your ass on over here. I know you got no money. You stay here at the hotel. In 2 years, they get finally a job because somebody else was fired so they could hire an illegal alien. Oh, what was they called? Oh, yeah, migrant. And don't tell me they weren't fired because they were. I moved to Georgia 35 years ago. Yeah, I left several times. There's a reason. And moved to San Antonio. I was stationed at San Antonio for a couple of years. But when I came back, I worked for civil service with everything in San Antonio. You can't tell me shit. You really can't. We've been totally wiped out. As they call it, the boomer generation was shut off. In their 20s, you got to get out of civil service. You can't get in. Everything is a temporary job. Everything. And the equipment changed every 2.5 months. And now my son thinks he's a smart ass. Hey, Mom, this is how this works. Really? Are you sure? Because when we invented it, it worked. Oh, yeah, like that. My son knows I'm a smart ass. But be that as it may, I have no idea. I used to put the timer up. I'll have to get that on again. I've been on over an hour. Yeah, so I guess it's time, guys. I'm going to shut one of these cameras down and could do the other one. I don't know, guys. I'm glad to be back. I'm enjoying the media. If you like the show, hit it. If you didn't, hit it. Throw a line in there. Let me know where you're from. To all of you guys that I missed for the last 6 months, jump back in. I promise I'll be back. God love us all. Amen. Yeah, I forget. You can't just get out of it that easy, right? They'll let you go out as the last one. Afternoon, everybody. Rock on.